Hello guys, good morning and welcome back. Alright, so in this video I want to briefly answer some questions I have been getting on the comment sections of my previous videos I made on my YouTube channel. Now here with you, my name remains Mr. Redefine Clothing, and in this video I am going to explain to you the formula for you to use in calculating the armhole, the neck and the crotch of your outfit. Now, some of us are confused on how to go about this. Some also go in at the level of assumptions, assuming all of these things on their customers. But then I am here to let you know that there are some formulas or some approach we use for you to have a perfect calculation of your neckline, your armhole depth, and the crotch depth of your trousers, tops, respectively. Now, this video is going to be explicit, and I will try my best to explain it to the very best detail I have. Now, I have also made some other videos on this before, but I think I need to give you the updated version of this video, and as well make the video to come into current uploads for you to as well access it easily. Now, this video is going to talk about solely on crotch, armhole, and neckline. Now, which I have the acronym as CAN, right? Which I said is a CAN concept, right? Now, this CAN, the C here stands for crotch, A for armhole, and N for neck. Now, I will explain to you in details how to get about all of these calculations. Now, before we proceed, it is very important for you as well to know or to know that there are some tools you must use. And these tools I have is your armhole curve and your pattern masters. These two rules are very important aside your regular straight ruler and every other tools you might have. But you must have these two rules, pattern master and the armhole curve. Now, if you have gotten to this stage, right, now you should also note importantly that your measurement should be very perfect or should be close to perfect for you to be able to achieve a perfect fitting or finishing on your outfit, because every other thing we are doing or we are dealing on tends to go around the finishing level. Right now, here I have the formula for CAN. That we have CAN, that's the crouch. Now crouch, right? So crouch is being spelled as CROTCH. Now, which is the distance from your waist point to your underneath leg is the crouch, right? Now, which some persons can as well call inseam. But then the method we use here to cut or to draft, we don't measure inseam. We only calculate the crouch, and from that crouch, the inseam comes out on its own. Inseam simply means from the waist point to the length of the trouser or the outer leg, that's the outer seam, and the inseam from the underneath leg to the inner leg area is called inseam. So from the very moment you get a perfect inseam and outseam, the rest part becomes your crouch. But then we are trying to ignore the aspect of trying to measure inseam, so we are trying to calculate from the waist point to the underneath leg, which is the real crouch we have been looking for. Now, the first method you have is by measurements. By measurement, right? So it is either you measure your customer from the waist point, you measure him to the crotch depth of his original trouser he's putting on, or the next method is upright sitting position. Right? Now this method simply means that your customer will have to sit on a stool, right, or a chair. Then you are to measure from the waist point to the base of the chair, which gives you the crouch, right? So this is the second method, is upright sitting position. He must sit upright, meaning the back should not be bent or in a slacky form. It should be sitting upright. Then you measure from the waist point to the base of the chair he is sitting on. Now, the third one is quarter length, quarter of the trouser length, quarter of the trouser length. Now, this simply means you have to divide the customer's trouser length by 4. Now, take the first quarter for the crouch, right? Now, I will explain this formula more as we proceed. Now, the next one I have here is the hips measurement divided by 4. right? So these are the four methods that are very much applicable or very much obtainable in getting your crouch. The first I have here is by measurement. The second one is the upright sitting position. The third one is quarter of the trouser length. And the fourth one is hips over 4. Now, these are the core areas or methods you can use to derive your crouch, aside the inseam and outseam calculations, which might seem a bit bulky for some of us, or which might not be convenient enough for us to take the proper measurements of the inseam and the outseam. So having said that, now let me explain this more for you to understand better. The number one simply means the customer will stand erect. You measure from the waist point, from the front part to the down part of his trouser, right? That's the zip area, under the zip area. That's the measurement section. Now, this number two is upright sitting position. He will sit on a flat base or chair. You measure from the waist point to the base of the chair. Now, the next is the quarter length of the trouser, meaning the length of the trouser divided by 4. You have the crouch. Now, hips over 4 is also the last method. Now, all of these methods are good and they are unique in their own way. And when properly used and when properly applied, it gives you exact or similar or close to the same value you might have used in other methods. So now, I am not trying to dispute or disregard any other method out there or anyone you know, but I'm trying to bring this to your knowledge for you to know that these are the basic or core areas you can as well use to derive your crouch. So having said this, now I think the crouch measurement is done, but I will throw more highlight or hints on this one. Now, which one is mostly preferred? I will say 4. Now, why is 4 mostly preferred? I will tell you in my next video after this. So I will just tell you about the formulas here, and then I'll also make another video on how to go about it. So now the next I have here is the armhole. Now the armhole is the A. That's the A, armhole, right? So now the next formula here is the armhole. Then you also make use of either by measurements as well, right? Or then number 1 measurement, number 2 top length, shoulder number 2, shoulder divided by 2. Number 3 is top measurements, top length divided by 4. Then number 4 is chest over 4, right? So now these are the formulas as well for the armhole, which states by measurement, simply measure around the customer's armhole area to get his armhole. Then shoulder over 2, you divide the shoulder by 2, and then you get the armhole. Then top length over 4, the length over top of the outfit over 4, then chest over 4. Now don't forget that this video is just solely to show you the formulas for these areas. Now I will make another video again to explain the similarities, the differences, why I choose any of them. So if I'm to suggest or to say which formula do I deem fit here, is number 4, right? So if you have watched this video, kindly make sure you watch the next upload, which will clearly explain to us how all of these things are being done. Now the next we have here is our neck. So I will clean this one now, and then let's do our neck this way. Now the next is our neck. Now for the neck, you have only but one formula, and which states the neck measurement divided by 6, right? Now ends is neck, right? Now the answer now, the question now is, how did the 6 come about? What brought the 6 here? Now this 6 is gotten from the formula 2 pi r. Now it's not as if you are going to be working with this formula. I'm trying to explain to you how this 6 came about, right? Now this formula is a formula for the circumference of a circle, which is in our normal standard mathematics textbooks, right? So now, having said that, now the next thing as well to know, if you break this down, this pi is a German symbol, which means 22/7. Now when you make r your SF, you have r equals to 2 times this. You have this over this is going to give us 3.142. Then 2 times this is going to give us 6.284, right? Now if you round it up to the next one number, you're going to have 6.3. then 3 is not to 5, you ignore it, so you have 6 left. So that's why it's by 6. Now, what does this mean? It means that whatever answer you get on your neck measurement, you have to divide it by 6. Now, whatever answer you get on your neck of your customer must be divided by 6, right? So now, the reason I'm trying to explain these formulas for you is for you to understand the formulas first. Now, the next I will do now is the video where I will explain the ones I use, where I will explain the similarities, where I will give some instances and some illustrations why you should use which one at which particular point in time, and why you should pick one above the other for a particular reason, right? So having watched this video, please kindly make sure you watch the next video that comes after this, where I will give a deeper illustration or explanations on all of these formulas. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.